So for this lesson, it's going to be pretty quick today. We're just talking about an introduction to percents and kind of getting the students to be aware of a couple key points. First off, that percents are always out of 100. All right, that's going to be an important thing. And I always like to say the best grade you can get on a test is 100%, especially because we don't give extra credit. So the best you can get is 100%. The worst you can get is a 0%. So right here, we're just relating percentages to multiples to start off with. We're going to be looking at easy percentages. So as you can see, it says multiples of 10% up top right here. So you're going to start off with 0%, all right, and it's going to go all the way to 100%, and we are counting by tens each time. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100%. Okay? Well, then on the bottom, we're already kind of setting the precedent that the top numbers are going to be my percents, the bottom numbers are going to be my regular numbers. And it says multiples of 10. Well, we want to think about this as a test grade. If I got a 0% on a test grade, I want to think about the bottom numbers as being how many points I got. So if I got a 0%, I would get 0 points. And from there, it's going to say, well, you're going to count by multiples of 10. So if I got a 10%, that means I got 10 points, and so on. 30, 40, 50. Move over here. 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100% would be out of 100 there. All right. So we're assuming maybe this test was worth 100 points total. So the couple questions that go along with this. If you earned 100% on the math test, what does this mean? Well, it means I got all of the points. All right, or I got everything correct. All right. Number two, if you answered 50% of the questions correct on the test, it says, what does this mean? Well, if I answered 50%, that is half. So I got half of the numbers. All right, yeah, half of the numbers, half of the questions, not numbers, I guess, questions correct. All right. What is the lowest percentage you could answer correctly and still earn an A? Well, on our grading scale, that would be a 90%. And then what's the lowest percent to get a passing grade? Well, we have to think the lowest passing grade is a D, so the lowest D possible is a 60%. And there we go. That's the top half. Pretty self-explanatory. Now, the bottom half of this worksheet, it sets us up again, percents, and this time we're going to be doing multiples of 4. So, 0% all the way to 100%. 0%, we're going to start at 0 and count by 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, and 40. Now let's zoom out just a little bit. All right. So, I have a series of questions down here. It says, what is 100% of 40? Well, 100% of anything is the number. So 100% of 40, I can literally look over here. 100% is 40. So I answer my own question. What is 50% of 40? I look at 50%, and it is 20. 36 is what percent? Now 36 is not a percentage, so I need to look at the numbers that are not percentages. So 36 is what percent? All right, well, I find 36 over here. It is 90%. So I write 90, and I do need my percent sign. All right. Otherwise, I would be talking about, if I don't write the percentage, it would be 90 versus 90%, which is 0.9. And the way I like to talk about it is $90 or 90 cents. What would you rather have? So they're not equal. So the percentage sign is important. 16 is what percent of 40? 16 right here is 40%. 40%. What is 40% of 40? Well, 40% is 16. Same question, just kind of reversed. What is 0% of 40? 0% of anything is 0. 65% of 40 is in between what two numbers? Well, for this, I need to figure out what is 65% in between as percents. All right, well, 65 is going to be in between 60% and 70%. So the numbers that's in between is 24 and 28. 24 and 28. All right, and we can actually figure it out by 65% is exactly halfway between 60 and 70. So 65% of 40 would be exactly between 24 and 28, which is 26. And then finally, 15% of 40 is between what two numbers? 10% and 20%. 15 falls in between, so it's falling in between 4 and 8. I hope this helps a little bit. This is, like I said, just an introduction to percents, trying to get the students to kind of realize, our benchmark percentages as far as multiples of 10.